rolling, check. Calm and stay off the hardwood. Pump faking, lip shaking, chilling with. I be rolling out off the hardwood, straight.
Coming up on Off the Hardwood, we'll take you behind the scenes into the Toronto Raptors locker room. Who handles the uniforms, sneakers, laundry, and travel arrangements? You'll find out. Also, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, the Raptors Dance Pack.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Off the Hardwood. I'm your host, Paul Jones, and if the NBA is the show, then today we're going to take you backstage. We'll learn about how to suit up a player on a 10-day contract. We'll learn about travel, accommodation, and you'll even get to meet the halftime entertainment. Joining me now, travel coordinator and equipment manager for the Toronto Raptors, Bryan James. Bryan, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, anytime.
Bryan, you've been here since day one, and is it true to say that you've seen more games than anybody else in this organization live?
It's definitely over 500 anyways, if you figure 80 games a season. It's our 7th season, so I haven't kept exact track, but it's been a lot.
How many games have you missed?
I missed two for family reasons, and other than that, I've been to every game since.
How did you end up with the team? I mean, it was a proposition that started back in '95. How did you get this job?
Well, it really was persistence. I met Glenn Grunwald when he was the assistant general manager here through a friend, and I hounded them for about a year. They hired a trainer then, who then interviewed me and ran with it from there.
Bryan, a lot of your job involves travel, which is very important to an NBA team, being there and being here and being in the right place. What exactly does it involve?
Our goal is to get A to B as fast as we can, with obviously a level of comfort that I wish we all could enjoy every time we travel. It's just a lot of coordinating. I run between our hotel bookings, our bus bookings, and what the coach wants, what the team will require, and try and get it done as neatly and efficiently as possible.
One of the big things we hear about an NBA team is the charter and the charter flight. What is involved in booking a charter and making sure that everything's set out for an entire trip?
The charter itself is probably the easiest because you're having them work on your schedule. That's the luxury we have with dealing with a private chartered aircraft, as they're sort of at your beck and call. So that really is just sort of letting them know when we want to travel, why, and any logistics around that. They'll come back to us and tell us what will work, what won't work, and we both have to kind of tug it from either end and see what works best for both sides.
The other part of your job is equipment manager, and you're traveling with 12 guys who I think are responsible for maybe only their shoes.
No, not even those.
Not even those. What goes into the equipment travel?
We always joke, because I think of pro sports, we've got it the easiest. You know, people say 12 guys, shorts, tank tops, and a basketball. So that allows us to take care of the guys best we can. We try to eliminate as much as we can from their responsibility. We travel with their shoes, with all their gear that they'll need on a game day or practice day schedule. So a lot of it's just looking ahead, knowing the cities, knowing the facilities you're going to, knowing our counterparts in each city, and how well they'll be able to make your stay and your time in the city easy or difficult.
Now, the other part of it is shoot-arounds, practices when you get to other places. How much does that involve from you as well? Well,
again, you try to get everything laid out as far ahead. Try to work at least a month ahead, and you contact each team as they contact myself, and you request a certain practice or shoot-around time, and the league runs very smoothly that way. As a general rule, teams shoot around at home at the same time. For example, we shoot around at 11 a.m. to 12 noon every day here, so visiting teams know they can book either the hour before us or the hour after us. And it's a simple phone call. They'll call my counterpart, or trainers from other teams will call me, ask when they can practice. You're shooting from 10 a.m. to 11. You'll be on the floor before us, on the main floor. We'll shoot around afterwards, so we'll chase you off the floor. But we'll be here to meet you and get you moved in and take care of everything you need. What has been, I know in 7 seasons there have been some glitches here and there. I know there were a few in the first couple of years. What would you look back and say has been the biggest glitch that
you would say, oh no?
The one I still remember, we arrived in Washington, D.C. We flew into Dulles and landed, taxied into the FBO there, the private little terminal, and sure enough, there were no buses. So it's a mad, frantic scramble in 5 or 10 minutes to find out where these buses are. Well, they were at BWI, the wrong airport. So that was a matter of trying to see what we could do, how much time we had to wait for it to get there, and it resulted in us calling 25 to 30 airport town cars and sending everybody in groups of 2 or 3 to the hotel. So you just sort of have to figure out what you can do, get it done as smoothly as possible, and hopefully the guys don't object too much to it.
Bryan, you talked about doing things to make it smooth. Part of the job too falls on both you and one of your assistants, Kevin DiPietro, in terms of loading the actual airplane.
Oh, absolutely. Kevin earns every penny when he's standing out there in the rain, in the sleet, in the cold, literally watching and helping bags get loaded and unloaded. He's jumps up into the plane belly to help guys. He rides with the equipment on our longer hauls. We'll have a truck that just hauls all the equipment and personal bags. And he makes a lot of friends with truck drivers and the guys, and they're usually regulars in each city. You develop quite a relationship with them, so he oversees all of that as well.
Well, we talked about the equipment. There's one thing I've always wanted to be, and that's a Raptor, even for 10 days. So if I become a Raptor for 10 days, Bryan's going to fix me up, and when we come back, we'll show you what that's all about.